Hi guys, it's Dane here. It's February 11th. Just going to do another video. It's going to be a lot of the same as what I usually make. You'll notice I'm making a lot more videos now that we're in the bear market because it's a lot more exciting for me in the bear market because I'm usually not buying Bitcoin, but we are now at levels where buying Bitcoin makes sense. So I just kind of want to go over everything. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm just giving my opinions and treating this video as though I am talking to myself. So let me just show you some of the things that I look at here. Okay. So once again, going to the moving averages. I'm always looking at these moving averages, but I'm going to make it a little bit simpler and kind of explain them a little bit more. So the yellow moving average is the 1,000-day moving average. Now what that means is for the past 1,000 days, where that yellow line is the average price for the past 1,000 days. So in this case, we are on the weekly. So that's about 143 weeks. So 1,000 days is right about there. So the course of this whole area right here, the average price is sitting right there. Now this is just a simple indicator that I use to help me see when it's a good time to buy and when it's a good time just to sit on my hands and not worry about buying. I don't use this line for selling. I literally just use it for buying. And my thought process behind it is when we are below this line, I will start buying every week. So the way I do it is I use 10%. 10% of my paycheck every week while we're under this line, I buy. And that's as simple as it is. I just keep it super simple for myself. And we can look back in history, all the way back, and we can see, there's been bull markets where the price continues to go up really high, and then it pulls back. As soon as it gets below this 1,000-day moving average, for me, it's a good time to buy because it has signaled in the past that this is the bottom. So back in 2014. 2015, if you were buying down here, you don't care if the price was up here. You don't care if the price was right here. You don't care if the price is right here. I just bought every week. And then once we get above that, I don't buy anymore. We look over here, same thing. The price went way up and it pulled back. As soon as it became under this yellow line, to me, it became a good time to buy. That's the worst time to sell. You do not want to think about selling when you're down here. Because why would you buy up here and then sell down here? That's the opposite of what you want to do. You want to buy when it's low. So buying under this yellow line. Buying under this yellow line. Over here, we were under this yellow line for a very long time. So we were lucky. Ideally, you want as long of a time as possible to buy. So 504 days. So almost 2 years it was under the yellow line. So it's not like, 1 or 2 candles in, I bought and then got upset that it still hadn't went up yet and sold down here. No, I just kept buying because it was still under the yellow line. So right here, if it plays out the same as back here in his 504 days, that means you'd have the opportunity to continuously buy until June 2027. So that's not buy up here, oh, you see it go down a little bit, I think I should sell. No, that's the wrong way of thinking when it comes to investing. When you're investing, you want it to be buying low. You don't want to be buying high up here. I had people asking me, you know, when the price was over $100,000, if they should be buying. And I was saying, no, I would not be buying up here because we were not under this 1,000-day moving average. I only like to buy under the 1,000-day moving average. Now, to expand on this, I have added this red 200-week moving average. So the red line represents the last 200 candles. So the last 200 weeks. And for me, if we go even lower than the price is now and we go below the red line, that means it's an even better time to buy because the prices are even cheaper. And I like to buy when the price is low, not when the price is high. So usually everybody is scared down here, not us. This is opportunity. We look over here. You know, it was only below this red line for a little bit before. You know, if you sold while we were under the red line, you would have sold the bottom. You would have been absolutely devastated because then, you know, the price went up 1,400%. And if you sold, you would have been devastated. Over here, look, it went below the red line a little bit. That doesn't mean sell. When the price is low, that does not mean sell. When the price is low, that means buy. When the price is low, we buy, not sell. It's literally that easy. So if you're messaging and asking, you know, how to cash out now, I would advise against it myself. Could we go lower? Absolutely. You know, we could go easily, you know, into the 40,000s. But to me, that would be an amazing time to buy. Let me close this off right here. Let me show you this Bitcoin wave cycle. See if we'll pull up here. So I don't know how well you can see this. There's two parts to it. There's these lines that show like a long-term trend. Let me pull it down here. They extend out. And then there's this one that waves up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now it's not perfect, but you know, it represents the 4-year cycles that Bitcoin seems to have. And it encapsulates it fairly well. Obviously, this bull run was underwhelming, and it didn't get all the way up to, you know, the 200 to 250,000 area that a lot of people thought. But it looks like we could be at the bottom, you know, fairly close to the bottom of the bear market. This thing's showing a bottom of around, you know, $52,000 American, not Canadian. But then it's showing the top being sometime in 2029. Which is a few years away from now. So it's not like if we buy now, we're going to sell next week. You know, if we're buying now, we're looking to sell somewhere in 2029 according to this rainbow chart. And we'd be looking to sell Bitcoin around $500,000 to $600,000. You know, so if you're buying it at $50,000 to $60,000 and then you're selling it at $500,000 to $600,000, that's about 10x difference. Is it guaranteed to happen? Absolutely not. There's no guarantees in life, especially when it comes to investing or trading in Bitcoin. But this just shows us, you know, maybe around 2032, if this pattern in this chart holds true, you know, we will be selling above $1 million. And then we will be buying back in, you know, around $500,000 to $600,000, and then up again, and then down, and then up, and then down, and that's it. That's all I'm going to record for today. You guys have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.